Hey guys, I'm back with another video today. We're going to talk about Xenoverse, in more specifically a potential sequel to Xenoverse, a Xenoverse 2 if you will. Now, with this time round, we've actually had a strong Dragon Ball Z game with Xenoverse, and a year later from when it was originally released, we can kind of look forward to maybe potentially getting a sequel to this game. As Dragon Ball Z fans, we've had a bit of a rough time with some of the games, especially last generation. We had some real stinkers like Ultimate Tenkaichi, Battle of Z. The slightly stronger ones are the Raging Blast series and Burst Limit, but I don't feel like they ever realised their true potential in the way that the PS2 era did, with the Budokai series and the Tenkaichi series. So I feel like they're back on form with Xenoverse. They've actually given fans what they want. Now, things that I would like to see in a sequel to Xenoverse is a bit more of an expansion on the creator character. Now, they've done a good job this time round for our characters. You know, there was different races: Frieza race, Namekians, Saiyans, humans, Mojin race. But there needs to be a bit more options to differentiate our characters from others. Like, you'll notice a lot of characters look exactly the same when you're running around on Xenoverse. So it would be nice to see maybe more hair options, more auras, more clothing options, maybe perhaps Saiyan tails. It would be nice to add Saiyan tails onto our Saiyans. In terms of hair, one thing I would like them to take a look at is perhaps allowing the Super Saiyan hair to change during transformation, because I felt like this is a very missed opportunity with the Saiyan hair. It should have maybe changed slightly, just like how Goku's, Trunks, Gohan's hair changes when they transform. In turn, they need to work on the transformations, because the Super Saiyan transformation was completely broken, giving you infinite ki to just spam moves over and over and over again. Another thing they need to work on is in the hub of the Toki City. They need to maybe up the movement speed, and after a mission, maybe not plant you back in the same place, kind of put you nearer to somewhere where you can re-access missions or fights or whatever. Now I'm going to move on to the story. If there's a potential sequel to Xenoverse, we saw these two characters in particular that are on the screen now, Mira and Toa. They were introduced in Dragon Ball Online, I believe, and they were brought in for this storyline of Xenoverse, which was its own original story, which was nice to see, because in the past we've had a lot of repetition, the same old Dragon Ball Z story retold over and over and over again, something that as fans we're very bored of seeing. So it was nice to have an original story, especially with more original characters. So we had these two characters and another character called Demigra. So it was nice to see that, and I felt like they left it open due to the fact that Mira and Toa survived. Toa more intact, Mira was just partially intact towards the end of the game, but it left it open, and I feel like they could expand on that heavily for the next game. I'm not sure which direction they could take it in, whether they want to continue with this time patroller business and maybe messing with more timelines. But now they have more content to go on. Now, obviously, Dragon Ball's having a bit of a revival with, of course, the Battle of Gods movie, the Resurrection F movie, and now Dragon Ball Super. Now, in terms of that, there's a lot of content they can add now because they've got a lot to work with. If any of you guys are following Dragon Ball Super, you'll know that we've had the first 2 sagas have gone past now, which have retold the movies. I'm not sure whether they needed to do that, as we've kind of seen it before. Maybe the series should have picked up from after the Resurrection F movie, but instead they decided to retell it with a few tweaks. These tweaks, they were okay, but it was nothing major that would really, you know, blow your mind. And you know, they could have spent more time fleshing out what was going to come after. But now we're into that after period with the Xenoverse 6 and 7 tournament arc. Now, what I like about this arc is they've added so many new characters, especially from the Xenoverse 6 side. Now, these are all potential fighters for Xenoverse 2. We've seen a couple of their abilities already and still waiting to see some of the others. Frost, who is a Frieza race character, he'd be an interesting addition. We've also got the addition of a new Saiyan, CaC, and another new character who we still haven't seen fight like CaC, a character called Heat, who is of an unknown race. Now, all of these characters could potentially, I mean, there's all sorts of moves that could be opened up, maybe even potential new creator character options for these games. Now, in terms of Super, I think there's still a lot more to come. I'm not quite sure where they're going to end this series, so it would be preferential if we kind of let it play out for a little while and see what happens there. Another thing I wanted to talk about today is the likelihood of whether we will see Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan as potential transformations for our creator characters in a sequel for the game. I'd like to see this happen. They may want to raise the level limit to be able to obtain them, as they're probably quite overpowered. I mean, the key and stamina bars on the existing characters that have Super Saiyan God transformations are already ridiculous, but it would be nice to see this as an addition to the game. Personally, I'd like it if the series actually left it here in terms of transformations. They've maybe taken it as far as they need to, and if they just keep adding more, it may get slightly ridiculous. But those are my hopes. We'll see where they go. Dragon Ball Super, we don't know where that's going to end, so let's just hope they kind of continue developing the forms that they already have now. Okay, well, now this is wrapping up. I'm just gonna say thanks again for checking out my video. There's a few other up-and-coming YouTubers on the horizon. Check out JJ's videos, SunGod87 and Ai-iki. And all of us should have some more cool content coming for you soon. Keep tuned in. Thanks. Bye.
The only one fit to be called the greatest.